You only took off your mask once, in public. That's it. But for that, you got a life sentence. Just when everyone thought you were finished, you did something crazy. On the prison transport ship, in front of everyone, you killed an alien. Why? Because in this lawless prison, killing is the only way to survive. What nobody knew was your game system had just finished loading. Name: Zhang Xiao. Criminal: ordinary human. Crew member on the cargo ship Dolan. Home planet: unknown. Charges: helping smuggle oxygen and showing your bare face in public. The cold verdict comes down hard. Life imprisonment. Location: KL-21, the border prison star. Prisoner, any last words? You're standing there in your jumpsuit, a tight mask over your face, looking up at the judge's bench, at an alien whose head is bigger than its whole body. Honestly, there's so much wrong with this scene, you don't even know where to start. You ask, wait, isn't there also an illegal entry charge? The whole room goes silent. Clearly, they didn't expect you to say that. The head judge turns to his colleague. Humans! So strange. They think illegal entry is a small thing, like it's on the same level as oxygen smuggling and showing your face. Then he bangs the table, annoyed. Fine. Since it means nothing to you, ship out now. Wait. Just as they're about to drag you out, you spin around fast. One more thing. The judges trade looks. The lead one waves his hand, irritated. Speak. You grin wide. Put everything you've got into it, all your anger and frustration in one shout. Wish you all the best. We're all lifers anyway. Might as well enjoy it while we can. Dead silence. Then, somehow, the head judge actually responds. Even though your crimes anger the Federation, your elegance impresses me. On behalf of my ancestors, I accept your blessing. Consider it a farewell gift. Don't worry, on the transport ship, the Valan won't target you out of spite. You nearly choke on your own breath. In the end, you're dragged away in silence. You're loaded onto an egg-shaped ship, locked into a cell about 40 square meters wide. This is the special treatment your little blessing bought you. You stare at the ceiling, muttering to yourself, "What kind of nonsense is this? I get ice-kai'd into another world and get a life sentence for smuggling air and showing my face. Never heard of that one before." That's right, you're a transmigrator. And your golden cheat is already clipped in place. A game called Boundless Starfield. You curse at the empty air. I was such an idiot. Really. Why did I ever expect a game with Starfield in the name to actually be fun? Before you crossed over, you got hit by a cement truck while playing this exact game. Total freedom. Do whatever you want. Pure sandbox fun. Too bad you had OCD about it. Restarted the moment anything went slightly wrong. Never actually got deep into it. Now you've transmigrated into the game's world. But what good does that do you? This game has no main storyline, so you can't predict anything coming. Damn it. Where's the fun open-world Starfield I was promised? What is this life sentence nonsense? You sit up, feeling cold. The past year flashes through your mind like a movie on fast forward. When you first arrived, everyone at the space station assumed you'd lost your memory. They fed you, took care of you. You started checking out this whole spacefaring era, got yourself a job as crew on a merchant ship. That's when you ran into that captain, Luigi, always going on about ordinary humans don't lie to ordinary humans. You got on his ship, the Dolan. Turns out it was basically a smuggler's boat, running shady cargo the whole time. This last run, he was smuggling oxygen into Valan Federation territory. To them, oxygen is basically a hard drug. And the worst part, you had no idea that showing your bare face here is the same as walking around naked back home. If you hadn't surrendered fast, you'd have been vaporized into cosmic dust. Annoyed, you get up and walk over to the terminal, start digging up everything on KL-21 border prison. The more you read, the paler you get. This isn't a normal prison at all. It's a lawless planet. As long as you don't try to fly off it, anything goes. Nobody enforces any rules. It's packed with the most vicious criminals from every civilization out there, plus fighters who can shatter stars with their bare bodies, and every kind of weird power user imaginable. And you? You're just an ordinary human with zero talent. No wonder those big-headed judges went along with your nonsense so easily. They were just shipping you straight here. You rush to the door, pound on it, shout, "How long until we land?" Estimated 10 days. 10 days. That's all you've got. Over the next few hours, you toss and turn in bed, your head full of images, prison politics, gang fights, monster attacks. Great. This is a disaster. Right when you're at your most hopeless, a voice suddenly speaks up inside your head. Boundless Starfield, loading complete. You jump upright, face full of pure joy. Now loading game. Notice, due to an unknown error, game mode has defaulted to extreme mode. Death is permanent, no revives. Rewards doubled. System resources loaded. Player data conversion complete. Game load finished. Then what? Your eyes go wide, you look around. Nothing's changed. Then, suddenly your gaze locks onto the smart terminal on the desk. A familiar line of text. Wireless DF1 Smart Terminal, made by Yangfeng Group, a household holographic terminal. So it turned you into a player. You can't wait. Pull up your personal screen. Player, Zhang Xiao. Level, none. Talent, none. Yuan energy affinity, extremely weak. Base AFK speed, 1x. Experience needed. Yuan energy strength, 3 out of 15. Spirit energy strength, none. Special ability, locked. So it really is a game interface. As long as your Yuan energy strength hits 10 points, you become a Tier 1 fighter. Excellent. The AFK feature actually works. 10 days is more than enough time to grind up to Tier 1 just by idling. You can't help feeling proud of yourself. Starfield, activate all functions for me. Loading. Your face. Your whole face just falls. Prisoner 114 to 514. Would you like to speak with a counselor? A mechanical voice calls from outside. Thanks, I appreciate it. You're welcome. In the blink of an eye, 2 days pass. You wake up, first thing you do is check your panel. Yuan energy strength, 4 out of 15. Gone up a bit more. You clench your fist, can actually feel the power building inside you. Just then, an announcement plays. Exercise time in 1 hour. Prisoners may move freely in the common hall. Conflicts are forbidden, or the next 8 days of exercise time will be canceled. Exercise time. You clean up, follow the signs to the hall. There are already a dozen or so strange-looking prisoners there, every one of them radiating menace. You quietly scan the room with the system. Turns out, not one of them has broken through yet. The strongest one energy reading is only 5 points. You quietly relax. You walk over to a window, low-key, looking out at the deep space beyond, a little lost in thought. Suddenly, a sharp, raspy voice sounds behind you. Ha! Didn't expect to get sent all the way to KL-21. Our Kui clan has a big gang here. This isn't a prison sentence. This is basically early retirement. You turn around, a creature with a snake's lower half and an upper body like some kind of blobfish. The Kui, one of humanity's worst enemies. Your brow furrows. The Kui prisoner notices you, looks you up and down, mocking. An ordinary human? Since when does such a lowly race? The other prisoners around you burst out laughing. You keep your face blank, quietly turn back to the window. Seeing you not react, the Kui prisoner gets even more worked up, keeps rambling. Speaking of which, last time I led the boys on a raid on a human colony, over 300 of them, those little ones, not even a meter tall. You glance at the nearest guard, keep your expression steady, turn and start walking toward the corridor, like you're trying to avoid trouble. The Kui prisoner laughs even louder. Look at that. What good is intelligence for an ant like that? Right as you pass by him, you suddenly explode forward, closing several meters of distance in a single step. Your fist turns into a blade, fast as lightning, striking precisely at the vital point on his head. That much force instantly caves in his skull. He drops dead on the spot. The whole thing happens in an instant. By the time his body hits the floor, the other prisoners finally react, staring at you in shock. You shake the mess off your hand, say calmly, "Since you don't want your brain that much, let me help you get rid of it." Then you glance over at the shocked prisoners around you and calmly raise both hands toward the guards rushing in. Before you're let out, you turn back to that group of aliens and grin. See you around. Whiphammer Prison Star. You're escorted back to your cell. The steel door slams shut. The moment it does, your cold expression completely falls apart. Ow, 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 my bones. That actually hurt. You wince, shaking out your left hand. Then, excited, you pull up your panel. Killed ordinary Kui Thug. Gained 50 experience. 20% bonus experience for killing an alien race. Wait, killing aliens gives bonus experience? Your whole body shakes with excitement. Whiphammer Prison Star! Ha 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 ha! The hatch opens. You just walk out. No restraints on you at all. You turn your head. A massive, dusty yellow planet fills your view. KL-21, the Border Hammer Prison Star. Before you can even process it, a harsh mechanical alarm blasts across the platform. Warning. Immediately follow the red guide markers to the drop zone. Anyone who lingers will be shot on sight. You're confused. Shouldn't they wait until they've gathered 30,000 people before dropping everyone together? But you still follow the markers right away. You step onto a massive lift platform, already crowded with over 100 prisoners. The platform drops fast. As the speed slows, a huge, dim platform, several thousand meters across, comes into view. Dense crowds of figures move around, tens of thousands of them, mixed with all kinds of smells in the thick, hot air. Cursing, shouting, roaring. It's like a chaotic symphony of every negative emotion in the galaxy, all gathered in one place. You're not scared at all. Actually, you're strangely excited. This is great. These are all just walking piles of experience. Right then, the harsh mechanical shriek sounds again, cutting through all the noise. Step into the red circles immediately. Anyone outside a red circle will be shot on sight. The ground instantly lights up with dense red circles. You step into one without hesitation. All the prisoners fall in line, obedient. Nobody dares break the rules here. Then a wild, fanatical voice booms across the whole arena. Everyone, welcome to Border Hammer Prison Star, playground of mutts, paradise of thugs. I'm sure you'll all love it here. But first, you've got to play a little game. I call it commercial break. You're all about to be dropped into the old Capitol ruins. The locals there will drop supply crates at random. Survive 10 days, or make it out of old Capitol, and you pass. Ha ha ha, that's right. This is literally a weapon ad. This batch, 46,000 prisoners, 12,000 hunters, top individual combat power capped at Tier 2 Elite. So, let's begin. The modality finishes. The red circle under your feet turns blue, semi-transparent, and instantly wraps around you. Weightlessness hits hard. You're falling fast. What is going on? A few minutes later, the landing pod's braking membrane deploys. A loud crash. You slam hard into the ground. The shell dissolves fast, leaving behind a small phone-sized device. No time to catch your breath. You flex your numb legs. Pick the thing up. A handheld terminal. Receive only. Some basic radar function. A cheap knockoff. You stuff it in your pocket. Start scanning your surroundings. Total wasteland, ruins, and broken walls everywhere. In the distance, a building bears a 10-meter-long, terrifying claw mark. You take a deep breath. Open your personal panel. Player, Zhang Xiao. Level, Tier 1. Normal. Progress, 2.5%. Yuan energy strength, 11 out of 100. 8 days left. With those extra 50 points of experience, you've broken through to Tier 1. You feel the energy flowing through you. Throw a punch at the concrete wall next to you. Boom! The wall cracks apart. You look at your own fist, your eyes turning sharp. What kind of battle royale is this? This is basically Hulk mode. Right then, a bright pillar of light shoots up into the sky not far off. The terminal in your pocket buzzes once. First supply drop has landed. You don't hesitate. Your eyes flash gold as you sprint toward the light. With your Tier 1 breakthrough, your stamina and speed are both stronger now. A few minutes later, you reach the source of that light pillar, a silver crate, sitting quietly, no one around. A little surprising. As if sensing you get close, the crate pops open on its own with a click. Not much inside, just 3 things. 2 fierce-looking blades, and a small metal chip. XT Molecular Yuan Energy War Blades. Nice find, with your Yuan energy in them. Cutting through low-tier mechs would be like cutting tofu. And a military-grade personal terminal can scan maps, detect energy, and life signals. Your eyes light up. You're familiar with this one. Played with it back on the Dolan. You tap the metal chip a few times. It instantly transforms into a visor covering the upper half of your face. Your view instantly changes. Buzz. 3 biological signals detected, approaching. An alarm and an engine roar hit at almost the same instant. A modified jeep, built like a monster, comes crashing toward you, kicking up dust like it's out for blood. Perfect timing. Instead of running, you get even more excited. You spin your hands, slip past, and duck into a nearby ruined building. The 3 bug-like aliens in the jeep don't even consider you a threat. Ha ha! An ordinary human daring to compete for supply drops with us? Suicidal. Kill him. Hang his head on the hood as decoration. The jeep crashes into the ruins, and the moment it slows down, your chance arrives. You launch yourself out from between like a cannonball. You slam straight into the jeep's hood. Boom! The metal caves in instantly. Your face, half hidden under the visor, is now stamped clearly onto their windshield. All 3 aliens freeze in shock. Now's the moment. Your wrist flicks, 2 flashes of cold light, cutting straight through the front glass and the metal frame in an instant. The driver and the one riding shotgun drop dead where they sit. The whole thing takes less than 2 seconds. 1 clean strike, done. You jump clear of the out-of-control jeep, let it roll, and crash into a wall, turning into a pile of scrap. Killed Black Armor faction prisoner, gained 78 experience. You dump all that experience straight into Yuan energy strength. Yuan energy strength, 13 out of 100. A wave of heat rushes through your whole body. The energy you burned isn't just refilled. You feel even stronger than before. Every bone in your body crackles, and it feels amazing. From inside the twisted wreck, the last Black Armor alien crawls out, clearly still confused about what's happening. Not until a sneaker stops in front of him does he look up in terror. He looks at you, stammering. Yuan energy warrior. I'm with the Renjia gang. Spare me. You take him out clean and fast. You flick the blood off your blade, sneer. Rules matter out there in the world. You still expect rules in a hellhole like this? Then I wasted my time coming here. You search the car casually, find no gun, just grab some rations, then find a nearby ruined building and settle in like a hunter waiting for prey. That bright supply drop pillar is so obvious, someone else is bound to come looking. Might as well wait it out here. Easiest option. Right now, the nervousness you felt before dropping onto this hellhole is completely gone, replaced by the thrill of the hunt. Everyone else is running from the battle royale. You're here to hunt. Not long after, the terminal alerts again, but this time it's not a Yuan energy warning. Looks like another batch of free experience is coming. The moment you open your eyes, the edge of your visor flashes red. On the radar, over 20 red dots are closing in from every direction. Your heart sinks a little. That's a lot, isn't it? Suddenly, a piercing shriek erupts from all sides, full of savage wildness. Not intelligent creatures. Your face changes. You immediately move fast through the ruins, using the radar to quickly lock onto a lone straggler. There are too many. You need to strike first. You crouch on a rooftop, carefully peek over the edge. Down below, something the size of a tiger, its whole body covered in jagged black-brown. Starspace insect swarm. Aren't these things supposed to be out fighting the main human fleets beyond the star lanes? Why are they showing up in a rundown prison like this? Basic rapid insect, Yuan energy strength minor. Don't underestimate it. Its claws can tear through mechs. Note, physical attacks are most effective. Your mind races. The new Federation faction here must be monitoring this. There's no way they don't know about this insect swarm. Is this the faction's own idea, or does it go all the way up to the Federation itself? If it's the latter, then this prison's purpose is way more interesting than it seems. But no time to think about that now. You have to strike before you're spotted. If 20+ rapid insects surround you, you're dead for sure. Still, you don't want to give up all that experience. You just hit Tier 1. Your strength here can barely protect yourself. If you want to survive, if you want to leave, you have to grab every chance to get stronger. The rapid insect at the mouth of the alley seems to sense something. The moment it looks up, a flash of cold light shoots from your hand. Sparks fly. Its hard shell doesn't stand a chance against your warblade. It dies on the spot. Killed basic rapid insect. Gained 50 experience. Yuan energy strength, 14 out of 100. That felt good. Your heart flutters slightly with surprise, but your movements don't stop. You're already charging the next target. You need to kill as many as possible before they regroup. Meanwhile, your hunting spree has set the whole prison ablaze again. A commentator named Cliffen, in front of the broadcast screen, drawls sarcastically. Look at what we've got here. A guy who sees a bug and, instead of running, goes charging in to hack it apart. Never heard anything like it in my life. Braver than every one of you criminal trash. That comment immediately draws a wave of curses. The gang bosses among the criminals also scoff. Hunting insects is a losing deal. The meat's unedible. The shell's radioactive. The claws barely sell for anything. This guy's either got a grudge against bugs, or he's a deserter from the front lines. Who cares? He's just a Tier 1 fighter. That other guy, the one who came down looking like at least Tier 2, he's the one worth watching. Opening bets. Who gets the first kill? To you, though, the scattered handful of rapid insects poses zero threat. In no time, you've taken down 8 of them without a scratch. Yuan energy strength, 18 out of 100. You let out a breath, feeling the Yuan energy surging through you, your bones, blood, and organs constantly being reinforced. The blade in your hand is getting sharper, too, thanks to the stronger energy running through it. Strength keeps going up. Why isn't there a health bar? You duck behind a wall, catch your breath. It's not that you don't want to keep killing. It's that the remaining dozen or so rapid insects have noticed their dead comrade and gathered together. Charging in head-on now would be suicide. Your skin can't take hits from Tier 1 claws. How do you find an opening? While you're thinking it over, in the distance, another light pillar suddenly shoots up, even brighter than the last one. Second supply drop has landed. Too far, though. A dozen kilometers away. By the time you get there, the party will be over. Just then, the dozen red dots on your radar suddenly all start moving together, heading straight for that new supply crate. Your eyes flash gold. A cold smile curls at your lips. Here's your chance. You move immediately, trailing far behind the rapid insect swarm like a ghost. A dozen kilometers is nothing to these four-legged monsters. Just a few minutes for them. 4 legs really are faster. By the time you arrive, the scene is already total chaos. It's not just the group you followed. That bigger, thicker light pillar has drawn even more rapid insects in. Your radar. 2 of the red dots even trigger a Yuan energy warning. Warriors. You quietly hide atop a 10-story building, cautiously watching the fight unfold in the distance. Fire flashing, gunshots echoing over there. Guns, you're extra careful now. Regular pistols can't hurt a warrior, but who knows what they're packing. If it's some kind of big-caliber explosive round, one hit could turn you to red mist. Suddenly, a faint flicker of light catches your attention. You instantly trace it to the tallest building nearby, 20 stories up. Sniper. You go still for a moment and quietly slip into the shadows. Down below, amid the roar of gunfire, an alien squad leader is yelling into his comm. More and more bugs, we need to break out. Duolin, snipe the ones on the outer edge, scatter them. Up on the roof, an alien sniper named Duolin grumbles as he loads a molded round into the chamber. It's gotten dark. These bug shells hold heat. My thermal scope can barely make anything out. He complains, but still fires. A streak of light instantly blasts one of the distant rapid insects apart. Then just kill as many as you can, the squad leader barks over the comm. Duolan, annoyed. Dot turns to complain to his partner nearby. Hey, Lansuo, how'd the boss even know there was something valuable buried here anyway? Lansuo is his partner, a Tier 1 warrior assigned to protect him. He waits, gets no answer. Annoyed, Duolan turns around. Lansuo, why aren't you answering? His words cut off as a grinning face suddenly fills his vision. Not far off, his partner Lansuo is already lying dead, no breath left in him. Duolin's single eye goes wide in shock. Before he can react, a flash of cold light. He's dead on the spot too. Killed alien warrior, gained 150 experience. Killed alien sniper, gained 168 experience. You set the 2 warblades aside and pick up the sniper rifle instead. A piece over a meter long, silver, its body glowing with faint blue circuitry, clearly aged. Riben Electromagnetic X-21, retired from public security decades ago. A real antique electromagnetic sniper rifle. You're thrilled. You actually know how to use this. Learned it back on the Dolan. You kick the sniper's corpse aside, take his place, drop into position with practiced ease. Next to it, a small pouch of about 30 rounds and 2 spare batteries. Public security's specialized ammo. Too bad there's no spare magazine. You load a round into the chamber, settle in, start calibrating the electronic scope. To your visor, these aliens' heat signatures are painfully clear. The rapid insect shells are insulated, hard to lock onto at night, but these aliens might as well be fireflies glowing in the dark. All right, you'll take them out first. You take a breath, steady your aim, squeeze the trigger. A soft crack, and a streak of deep blue light tears through the roof below. Down below, the warrior directing the battle drops dead instantly. Killed Kabang minor boss, near elite warrior, gained 245 experience. Yuan energy strength, 24 out of 100. You don't slow down at all. Your body's strength completely absorbs the recoil. You reposition, aim, fire, over and over, less than 2 seconds between shots. The rest of that squad barely has time to process their leader's sudden death, before 4 more of their own drop dead in a row. Damn it, there's a sniper, Duolan. Duolan, one alien howls, staring at the building you're perched on. A single round punches clean through his forehead, cutting off his shout instantly. As the alien firing line falls apart completely, dozens of rapid insects seize the moment and launch a full assault from every direction. Open fire! Open fire! No, they're everywhere! Screams ring out one after another. You watch coldly through the scope at the chaos below, the corner of your mouth curling up without you even meaning it to. Turned out to be quite the outing, and you got a free supply crate out of it too. Starlight covers the ruins. You haven't slept a wink all night, but your mind feels sharper than ever. You shift your position, squeeze the trigger again, taking down another rapid insect wandering nearby with a single hit. The sun's coming up now. These night ghosts have become your live targets in daylight. You take out a few more before stopping. Only 15 rounds left. Yuan energy strength, 29 out of 100. You're more than double what you were yesterday. Just a little more, and you'll reach Tier 1 Elite. You sling the sniper rifle over your shoulder, grab a large caliber pistol and ammo off one of the alien corpses, then finally head down. You can't wait to check out last night's battlefield. Start searching eagerly. Nothing high value left here. What was actually in that supply crate anyway? Your gaze sweeps over an armored jeep, then locks onto the truck bed, a silver-white metal cube, over a meter to a side, tightly strapped down. Its shiny new shell looks completely out of place among the ruins. You walk over immediately. Type 9 Precision Industrial Integration Unit for manufacturing high-precision parts, industrial equipment. Industrial equipment? Before you can react, a whole new interface pops up in front of you. Basic precision, industrial integration knowledge obtained. Mechanic profession unlocked. Please select main class. Mechanic unlocked. Profession system unlocked. Your whole body shakes with joy. In Boundless Starfield, your profession decides your entire future direction. Right now, there's only one option, but Mechanic happens to be one of the exact classes you wanted most. Total versatility. That's the whole point of being a mechanic. Can fight, can build, can research. In a tech-obsessed setting like this, it's practically the perfect class. I choose Mechanic. You don't hesitate for a second. Mechanic class confirmed. Profession system activated. Now awakening. Awakening complete. Origin data acquired. Origin data. Base effect. All data related to you and any mechanical creations under your command, health, durability, and so on, are set to 0 before any real damage or malfunction occurs. Research slots, 0 open. Fusion slots, 0 open. Item storage, 0 open. Impressive. Isn't this basically the ultimate cheat mainboard? You immediately check your panel. Player, Zhang Xiao. Mechanic, Tier 1. Yuan energy strength, 29 out of 100. Spirit energy strength, 0.45. Your eye twitches. A new stat, spirit energy, and leveling it up will cost double the usual experience. Looks like just killing monsters won't cut it anymore. You shake your head, decide not to worry about the far future for now. You drive the Jeep into a building to block satellite surveillance, then store the industrial cube into your item storage. Next, you take out one of the sniper rounds. Research. The bullet vanishes instantly. Researching FD alloy molded round. Progress 0%. Estimated 71 days. Research speed is painfully slow, and it's tied to your spirit energy strength, too. Guess you'll just have to keep grinding through the local alien population. You mutter to yourself. Meanwhile, at Black Crab Gang headquarters, the higher-ups are in a tense meeting over a stolen key item, a 3-item box. We need to recover it or destroy it. We can't get people in during the Battle Royale. A jellyfish-like mechanic from the Black Crab Gang cuts them off coldly. Notify our hunters in Old Capital. Meanwhile, the whole prison is buzzing about one thing. A criminal who, instead of running for his life, has gone completely feral hunting everything that moves. What was this guy in for before prison? Must have been some serious crime. Serious crime's too small a label. I bet he stole something from some big Star Corp executive. Back in the ruins, you finish off the last rapid insect, let out a satisfied breath. Player, Zhang Xiao. Mechanic, Tier 1 Elite. Yuan energy strength, 30 out of 200. Spirit energy strength, 31 out of 45. Research, FD alloy molded round. Progress, 0.23%. Estimated 50 days remaining. 30 points of yuan energy strength. You've just stepped into the Tier 1 elite range. This tiny gain feels. But the experience needed for the next level has also doubled. The gap's even bigger now. You load everything usable onto an armored jeep, strip spare parts off the other vehicles, then floor it and take off. You race through the ruins, casually taking out 4 more alien prisoners along the way. By evening, you park the jeep in a hidden corner, grab the sniper rifle, climb up a tall building, not to rest, to hunt. You take out a comm bracelet you looted from an alien base, still steadily broadcasting a location signal. You put it on with a knowing smile. Might as well let the prey come find you. You wait quietly, humming some tune you can't quite name. Sometime later, your personal terminal trembles slightly. Electronic signal detected, approaching. You look up. The visor instantly zooms in on the distant scene. 200 meters away, a 4-rotor drone hovers in the dark, its camera pointed right at you. That fast, huh? You frown slightly, then decide not to bother hiding at all. You stand up, look right at the drone, a mocking smile on your face, slowly raising your middle finger at it. Come on then, game's on. On some screen elsewhere, that punchable grin nearly makes a burly alien crush the thing he's holding. That 2-legged monkey's on a rooftop, 1.4 kilometers out. Get him! Move! Take him alive! 3 jeeps roar out of the ruins, already speeding toward the building you're on. The commotion instantly grabs the attention of every satellite watching the prison. Betting pools explode instantly. Opening bets? Opening bets? Human-killing god versus 7 of the same tier? Who's got the odds? That's exactly what I want to see. I'm putting money on the warrior squad, 3,000 credits. Meanwhile, deep underground on the outskirts of the prison, a dozen figures sit watching an old, beat-up TV. Alan, don't tell me you're planning to recruit him, a graying middle-aged man mutters, cigarette in hand, brow furrowed. Across from him, the Black Crab Gang's action captain, wrapped in a high-quality black robe. Tot stays silent for a long moment, finally letting out only a heavy sigh. What neither of them knows is that the low rumble of engines is your exact cue to move. You set up the sniper rifle, fire off several rounds, instantly scattering the formation of the 3 vehicles. Then, without hesitation, you grab your gun and slip into the complex maze of the building, cutting yourself off from satellite view completely. Now, everyone's just waiting to see who walks out of that building. Boom! The 3 armored jeeps crash into the lobby. 7 alien warriors pile out, hefting big-caliber rifles, moving forward in tight coordination. The bulky one in the long coat. 7 red dots move straight toward you without any hesitation. Looks like they've got their own terminal, too. You're not worried at all. Actually find it kind of interesting. Standing still won't help, so you go on the offensive. Like a phantom, instead of retreating, you charge straight at those 7 red dots. At the same time, a bullet's already loaded. He's actually attacking us directly? The burly alien leader growls low. Wait for him to show himself before we fire. But you have no intention of giving them that chance. The dots on the radar suddenly stop, 3 walls away. Before they can react, a deep humming sound erupts. The concrete wall to your right explodes outward, a streak of blur of motion, striking like a meteor. One warrior holding a rifle instantly loses a third of his body in an instant. That's the sniper. The burly alien squad is terrified, letting out beast-like roars, opening fire to suppress the breach in the wall. 3 lines of tracer fire immediately tear at the gap. Meanwhile, the burly alien and 2 other melee warriors flank you fast from both sides. He's gone absolutely wild, punching straight through a 2-inch thick wall like it's paper. a human tank charging forward. Crashing through everything, 3 reinforced concrete walls can't even slow him down. 5 seconds. Your eyes narrow, sensing something's off. This one's got some real strength. You don't hesitate. Raise your rifle toward the direction of the rumbling. Spirit energy burns. Origin data floods in like mad. The dull rifle body suddenly lights up, electric arcs crackling. Bang! The round screams out, and right at that moment, the last wall collapses, and a 2-meter-plus, 4-armed creature bursts through. Your round hits him square in the waist, but the expected result doesn't happen. Just a spark, the round drops uselessly to the ground. You freeze. That burly alien. His whole body is built from thick mechanical parts, glowing with a menacing red light. My Yuan energy strength is only Tier 1, but my defense and power rival Tier 2. He walks forward, steps growing faster, his voice dripping with cruel pleasure. Human, this is power I earned through countless brushes with death. 88% mechanical modification. A wind-tearing iron fist rockets straight for your gut. You've got no intention of catching it. But right as the fist is about to connect, you smile. An invisible burning sensation instantly spreads through his brain. The temperature of his mechanical body spikes rapidly, then suddenly locks up, freezes solid. A flash of cold light, and his consciousness sinks into permanent darkness. You flick the residue off your blade. Don't even glance back at the corpse crashing down behind you. Shake your head. I get it. I get it. So why does your processor only have a couple of civilian-grade firewalls? Hacking a data system this crude is easier than breathing for you. Killed Black Crab Gang Tier 2 Mech Warrior. Gained 1510 experience. You immediately dump it all into spirit energy. Right away, a cool sensation rushes straight into your brain. The whole world becomes impossibly clear in your vision, and your data flow processing speed jumps by at least 5 times. Raw power really is king. You dump the rest of your experience into Yuan energy strength, casually stuff the mechanical corpse into your item storage, raise the sniper rifle once more. Bang! Moments later, you're standing in the wrecked corridor, cleaning up the battlefield. More network terminals. You pick up a phone-shaped device, pocket it. Carefully strip mechanical parts off the alien bodies. Useful stuff you keep, the rest you break down into circuit boards. Back on the rooftop, you set the sniper rifle up again, release the drone you captured, confirm the area's clear, then, finally, take out that terminal. Enter password. Your mouth curls slightly. Origin data instantly forces its way in. A few seconds later, you find a string of numbers. Type it in. What opens is basically a crude message board. 3 pinned posts up top. New faction might loosen tech restrictions again. Insect swarm incoming again. Black Crab Gang releases new bomb cannon. Only 200 credits. New Battle Royale round coming. Place your bets now. You think it over, about to check something else, when that betting post suddenly jumps up, second place, its popularity climbing fast. Curious, you click it. A link sits right at the top. EBS 7, the most suspenseful. 1 versus 7. Your heart skips a little. You suddenly realize something. Click in immediately. Next second, an overhead camera angle fills half the screen. In the shot, a figure lies flat at the edge of a rooftop. You instinctively look up at the sky. 3 seconds later, the figure on screen looks up too. Damn it, you mutter under your breath. Lucky, you've had that full visor on the whole time, face never showing. Down in the comments section below the live stream, it's already chaos. Wait, 7 against 1 and the 7 got wiped? This has to be rigged, no way. Black Crab Gang's face is completely gone now. That guy was Tier 2 warrior, wasn't he? Feels bad for Black Crab. Hope he never comes back. This feeling's actually pretty satisfying. You keep scrolling. Suddenly, one message sparks an idea. The four big Tier 2 warriors among the hunters wonder if any of them could take this guy down. Four Tier 2 hunters. One mech-modified guy already gave 1,500 experience. A real Tier 2 warrior's experience must be even higher. You immediately realize this shady message board, this whole Battle Royale livestream setup, is basically a custom-made hunting map made just for you. You quickly find a dozen or so Tier 1 Peak Warriors live streams. The comment sections practically give away their rough locations. Cross-referencing that with maps you found online, you slowly break into a hunter's grin. Recall origin data. You shut down the terminal. Following signals is too slow. Targeted assassination is the most efficient way to level. Without hesitation, you move out. Your actions plunge the entire prison into an eerie, watchful silence. Everyone's staring at their screens, waiting to see what you'll do next. Your destination, Park Number 2, an underground base run by someone codenamed A, black-robed territory of the Iron Fist Brothers. The middle-aged man leaps to his feet. Those two brothers just broke through to Tier 1 Peak a month ago. What's this guy trying to pull? In the pitch-black night, a wall suddenly gets smashed down violently. A water-drop-headed Kui warrior bursts out, his face covered in blood that's not his own, expression twisted with rage. "You little bastard! Get out here!" Just moments ago, in the exact spot where he was chatting about the future, someone got hit by a streak of light too fast to even react to the sniper. He rushes straight into the building because he saw exactly where that light came from. Right here. He will personally deal with this ambusher. Charging his way straight to the rooftop, all he finds is an empty sniper rifle. Where'd he go? Suddenly, 3 gunshots. The Kui warrior instinctively dodges 2 of them, even manages to block the third with his forearm muscle, having just broken through to Tier 1 Elite. He senses the incoming attacker's strength, smirks, doesn't even flinch, planning to trade a hit for a hit. Tier 1 Elite shouldn't be able to break through his Yuan energy defense, but at the moment the blade touches his forearm, the confidence on his face freezes solid. The blade cuts clean through, no resistance at all, severing his wrist and driving deep into his chest. How is this possible? Tier 2 energy weapon. Before he can process the shock, a second blade slices across his spine, cutting through a huge... You've already pulled back and retreated. Watching the now immobilized Kui warrior, you calmly pick up the sniper rifle nearby and pull the trigger. Killed, Kui Gang Elite Squad Leader, Tier 1 Peak, gained 805 experience. You immediately dump all your experience into Yuan energy strength. A familiar wave of heat erupts through you. Yuan energy strength, 75 out of 100. Tier 1 Peak. One night, jumping straight from Tier 1 Normal to Tier 1 Peak, only 2,000 experience away from Tier 2. Your heart pounds with excitement. You collect the loot. Don't stop for a second. Head straight for the next target. Drone recon, long-range sniper lockdown, close quarters finishing. This one smooth killing routine sends chills through everyone watching the live stream feeds around the prison. This human is a straight-up predator who kills for fun. Underground, the middle-aged man slams the table, doesn't even notice his cigarette burning his hand. Tier 2. This guy is going to be a Tier 2 powerhouse for sure. Whatever it costs, we need to recruit him. If he's willing to work with us, we might actually make it off this rock. Light flashes by. 7 days pass in an instant. You stand on a rooftop, a little frustrated. Your luck's run dry these past 7 days. Only managed to take down 1 Tier 1 Peak Warrior and a few small fry. Yuan energy strength barely creeping up to 49, still short of Tier 2. Your personal panel suddenly pops up a notification. Research. FD alloy molded round. Progress 99.9%. Research complete. Your eyes light up. Next second, a flood of knowledge floods straight into your brain. FD alloy shaping techniques, mineral properties, you're not being force-fed the information. You just instantly understand all of it. Turns out, the real strength of the profession system is that phrase, your understanding of mechanics. Your learning ability has actually improved. Time to get out of these ruins, you decide. A mechanic needs resources and knowledge. Only that cyberpunk metropolis of over 20 million people, the last capital, can give you what you need. You hop into the armored jeep, floor it, tear out of there. At the same time, you pull out the network terminal. Sure enough, the discussion board's already gone wild. That damn killing god is heading to last capital. Hui gangs mobilized most of their forces in Old Capital. Tier 2, 4, Tier 1 peak, over a dozen elites. He's dead this time. Gang leader's twin sons both died. No wonder they're moving fast. You look at the screen, already have a plan in mind. Looks like the signal jammers got blocked. Guess they can access this network too. Your eyes narrow slightly. You slam the gas pedal down hard. The jeep roars, speed spiking suddenly. The road ahead is completely blocked with debris, the only path being a narrow route through the ruins to the right. Classic ambush setup. You slam the brakes. Origin data floods your visor. Detection range instantly expands to 500 meters. A dozen red dots appear clearly on the radar. Without hesitation, you raise the sniper rifle at a nearby ruined structure and fire. Boom! The wall explodes, and a figure staggers out through the rubble. Been waiting a while for you. The Kui warrior stands up straight, taunts you. Come, let's see what a lowly human like you's got. One-on-one. You glance at the other red dots on your radar, holding steady, not moving. You purse your lips, put away the sniper rifle, pull out both blades, act like you're actually going to accept the fight, walk slowly toward him. A mere Tier 1 peak dares to talk big? Before he finishes, your face suddenly changes like you've seen a ghost staring behind them. Wait! What? Black Crab Gang's people? Why are they here? Whether it's the taunting Kui or the other ambushers, every heart skips a beat in that instant. Everyone instinctively turns to look behind them. That's your moment. You spin instantly, moving at top speed, charging. At the same time, origin data quickly wraps around your whole body, blocking every signal. Haha, the Kui really haven't finished developing brains, and you fell for that. Your mocking voice carries from a distance, freezing every Kui warrior's expression stiff. Then endless rage ignites. Boom! A small building collapses. A burning figure leaps out of the rubble, grits out through his teeth. Chase him down, dead or alive. But you've already stopped moving inside the complex maze of buildings, casually stepped into a narrow alley. Cat and mouse, you smirk. Used to love playing this as a kid. Listening to those two Kui smash their way through, cursing, it's like listening to a Tier 2 prisoner. Boss Gouda's coming personally. He's dead for sure. They watch their scanning terminal warily, not knowing you're already in the shadows of the alley beside them, watching them like they're already corpses. Right as they pass the mouth of the alley, you speak up lazily. Found that human yet? No, one of them answers reflexively. Next second, warm liquid splashes across his face. He turns in shock, only to see his partner already dead on the ground. Through his blurred vision, your bright, wicked grin is the very last thing he ever sees. Didn't find him? Doesn't matter. I found you instead. His words catch in his throat as a chill spreads across his forehead, and he drops into eternal darkness. Killed. Gained 163 experience. A bit more than 100 short. You calculate in your head, turn and slip back into the shadows of the ruins. Soon enough, that Tier 2 warrior named Gouda arrives, a powerful aura pressing down like a slab of iron. He just glances once at the neatly laid out corpse and immediately understands. That guy who can block detection. Everyone listen up. Pair off in twos. Tier 1 peak takes the lead. Sound the alarm. The second you spot anyone. I'm moving alone. The remaining weaker Kui nod repeatedly, fear plain on their faces. Gouda lets out a cold, dismissive snort, turns and walks off, treating the bodies on the ground like nothing more than trash. In his eyes, these locally born failures have completely embarrassed the whole Kui race. You sense that oppressive, alien pressure radiating off him, too. Head-on fighting is not an option. Don't even try it. You're pretty confident even a fully charged sniper shot couldn't break through that thick Yuan energy shroud of his, so you need to level up first. Just one more tier, just one, and you'd be on the same level as him, maybe even below him. But how do you kill them? There are 8 of them right now, paired up, decent firepower. Suddenly, a brilliant idea sparks in your head. You pull out your terminal, click straight into the live stream about you getting surrounded, the highest viewed one. Then your fingers fly across the comment section. Just saw a shadow up on that tallest building in the complex. You type it out, expressionless, mash the same message dozens of times. Job done. You move immediately toward that tall building, tuck into a nearby alley like the most patient hunter, and wait. Not long after, sure enough, Gouda and one Kui rush over, heading straight for that half-collapsed skyscraper. Right behind them, another squad arrives too. Just as the last Kui is about to step through the entrance, you strike. All your strength, focused into one point, like an arrow leaving the bow, you launch forward. One strike, one kill. You don't even look back at the falling body. Just turn and retreat back into the depths of the building. Let their furious cursing become the background music of your leveling spree. You keep running, eventually duck into a connected underground shopping mall in ruins. Open the panel. Killed Kui gang member. Gained 210 experience. You dump every point straight into Yuan energy strength without hesitation. Next moment, your body feels like it's exploding. Not literally, but it might as well be. Countless waves of scalding heat surge through you, veins pulsing like inflated tubes, like lavas running through them instead of blood. Player has advanced to Tier 2 Warrior. Confirmed. Yuan energy strength has reached 50 points, meets life evolution conditions. Please choose life evolution direction. A new screen pops up in front of you with 3 paths. 1. Spirit Human. 2. Yuan Human. 3. Basic Star Human. Enduring the tearing pain through your body, your mind, thanks to origin data, stays completely calm. The first 2 are specialized paths, but early balance is the way to go. Plus, vacuum adaptability would help you escape this place eventually. Basic Star Human. Confirmed. Basic Star Human confirmed. Currently undergoing life evolution. Boop. Boom. An even bigger wave of heat swallows you from the inside out. But this pain passes as fast as it hits. In under 10 seconds, it's all gone. You instinctively try to push yourself up, hear a crack. The brick floor under your palm shatters instantly like a spiderweb. Life evolution complete. Basic Star Human. Spirit Energy Affinity. Medium. Yuan Energy Affinity. Medium. Medium plus talent value. Dual talent. 2.58. Note, talent value is independent for each area. Basic Star Humans' Yuan energy mass and quality are 2.58 times that of a normal human. Impressive. Your eyes widen. Racial quality overwhelming everything else. System upgraded. Can now scan targets up to 2 tiers above player level. You carefully control the surging power. Stand up. Feel like a giant who just learned to walk. A 2.58 times gap. That Gouda guy is basically the same as Small Fry to you now. Time to end this little cat-and-mouse game. Maybe thanks to origin data, your control over your body is absurdly good. Within a moment, you've fully adapted to this explosive power increase. Personal panel. Player, Zhang Xiao. Level, Tier 2. Talent value, Dual Talent, 2.58. Yuan Energy Strength, 50. Spirit, Energy Strength, 10. With a single thought, a half-transparent silver-white current bursts skyward, transforming into raging flames wrapping around you. Yuan Energy Flame, the mark of Tier 2. Standing in these fierce flames, you feel like you could punch clean through a building. You glance sideways at your reflection in a broken mirror. You look taller, your skin smoother, even your fingerprints and palm lines have vanished. Not bad. Guess you won't need gloves anymore. You smile, satisfied. You pick up the two war blades, channel Yuan energy into them. Let origin data flow through the blades. The blue circuit lines on them instantly turn a piercing golden color. Mechanical reinforcement should be enough now. You give the blade a little twirl, your eyes turning cold. Time to settle the score. Meanwhile, in that building, Guda's face has turned dark as a pot's bottom. Useless, useless bunch, killed by someone who never even showed his shadow. He's shaking with rage, all that fat trembling. He's proud Kui royalty. When has he ever had to swallow this kind of humiliation? Boss Guda, should we use thermal imaging tonight? One Tier 1 peak carefully suggests. Guda's rage cools slightly. Fine, tonight then. He leads the way, slapping himself. That damn rat, how dare he humiliate me? He punches a nearby power pole clean in half, fury boiling over. Just then, a light, mocking voice drifts in from ahead. The weak deserve to be humiliated by the strong. Guda jolts, looks up sharply. There you are, standing in a combat jumpsuit right in front of him, having appeared without him even noticing. You casually flourish your blade, the corner of your mouth curling into a brilliant grin under the visor. Guda freezes for a second. Then his face twists with fury. You dare show yourself in front of me? You laugh darkly, curse at him in a language he can't even understand, your tone dripping with arrogance. Been waiting for you for ages. Any longer and this would have gone cold. Guda, Kui talent value 1.23, Yuan energy strength 58. You'd glance at the readout, understand instantly. This guy's all level, no substance. Not bothering with more talk, Guda's brown flame bursts to life. He swings his tail and launches like a cannonball straight at you. You reinforce your blades instantly. Don't retreat. Charge in, both blades going for his throat. Metal clashes loudly. Guda blocks with his staff, seemingly willing to take a hit in exchange for landing one on you. Naive. The golden glowing blade meets his flame aura, and his face contorts in pain. He scrambles back. Too late, though. The blade tip slices across, drawing a few drops of blood. Tier 2 energy weapon. Guda eyes your blades with greedy hunger. You ignore him completely, close the distance again. Every strike aimed to kill, a completely reckless fighting style. Guda, not backing down, actually charges in to meet you. Right as your blade is about to land the killing blow, he twists his body hard, blocks the vital point with his staff, letting your blade sink into his waist and shoulder instead. He's betting you won't trade wound for wound. But right at that moment, along with a tearing sound in the air, electric arcs gathering. What is this thing? Needs over a second to recharge. You could normally dodge this easily, but this time you're a beat slow. The moment you pull your blade back, that blindingly fast streak of light fires off, instantly punching straight through your chest. Guda bares his teeth in a wide, victorious grin. This is a Tier 2 energy weapon I got from a high-tier supply crate. Ha ha! Now die! His mad laughter cuts off abruptly. Unbelievable. He looks down, only to see your two war blades already buried deep inside his own body. One through the heart, one through the waist, his blood glowing with an eerie red light. You, who was supposed to have fallen, instead calmly pull your blade out like nothing happened. Health, 21%. That took out 80% of my health. Definitely a lethal hit. You nod, almost impressed, watching him collapse to the ground, disbelief still frozen on his face. You give him 2 more stabs, just to make sure he's really gone. Then finally speak. The victory line only counts once the enemy's actually a corpse. You quickly loot the battlefield, and one long-shaped mechanical item catches your interest most. Encircling floating cannon, Tier 2 Yuan energy equipment. Floating cannon? You're pleasantly surprised. This is good gear. Didn't expect to find such high-tier weaponry even inside a prison. You check it out, find it's not even encrypted. Just needs your Yuan energy signature registered, and with a thought, it floats around you, weaving fast, maximum range 20 meters, but the recharge time's a bit long. Right as you're thinking that over, red dots flicker at the edge of your radar. You nod seriously, nothing like some practice. Boom! A beam wrapped in thunder-like light sweeps across. Several armored jeeps instantly explode into fireballs. More than a dozen Kui corpses burn to charcoal. One peak Kui, who lost his tail, desperately claws at the ground, trying to escape. Boss Gouda, what happened here? A head rolls to a stop in front of him, and it's Gouda's own terrified, twisted face. A flash of cold light. His name and his life end together forever. Best effective range, 400 meters, not bad. You sheath your blade, quite satisfied with the floating cannon's power. You find your armored jeep, discover your beloved sniper rifle's barrel has been bent. Sorry, old friend, I'll fix you up, promise, and give you a whole new upgrade after this. You lay it in the passenger seat, start the engine, about to drive off when you remember something. You check the terminal, confirm the high-altitude surveillance camera's angle, lean out the window, look up at the sky. Baring your teeth in a wide grin at the camera, you draw the blade across your own neck in a slow, silent, universal gesture of pure murder. The engine roars. The armored jeep tears off into the distance. The whole prison goes dead silent for a moment, then explodes into a coral reef wave of wild, screaming excitement. Holy crap! I'm in love with this guy! This is exactly what a real prison should look like. Ha ha ha! Meanwhile, at Kui Gang headquarters, the mood is oppressively grim. At a long table, the tall figure stays silent a long while before finally speaking. Second brother, I know your son's dead, but right now, the priority for this council is bigger than that. A son can be replaced, but this concerns whether we can leave this hellhole alive at all. The one called second brother finally swallows hard, forces himself to accept it. Fine, I understand what matters more. Let's discuss how to wipe out that human's entire faction. Meanwhile, you drive out of the ruins, and the view suddenly opens up wide. Finally out. You steel yourself, expecting a tough fight ahead. By all logic, there should be an ambush waiting outside. But 25 minutes pass, and the road stays completely clear. No interception at all. Why? Just as you start to wonder, something catches the corner of your eye off to the left, a small dust storm kicking up fast on the plain. You frown. Your expression freezes on the spot. That's not a dust storm at all. That's the trailing dust of a massive number of fast-moving objects. That's a boundless swarm of insects. Great. You already know exactly what game they're playing. You want to play it like that? Fine. You slam the armored jeep into its highest gear. Origin data floods into the engine. It erupts into a beast-like roar, speed spiking past 200 kilometers per hour within seconds. Right then, a dark brown swarm surges in from the right like a tidal wave. And worse, a swarm of tens of thousands more bursts out from the left. The two swarms rapidly close in, trying to cut off your path entirely. You narrow your eyes, push the pedal down even harder. The jeep keeps accelerating. The engines roar, deafening. The swarms keep closing in. You can even make out their claws and shells glinting cold in the sunset from both sides. Between the two swarms, there's barely 100 meters of gap left. Can you make it through? With origin data boosting everything, your speedometer's already off the charts. Speed still climbing. Buzz, the armored jeep shoots forward like an arrow off the string, plunging straight into that narrow gap. Time seems to freeze for a moment. The vehicle shakes violently, the engine's mad roar mixing with the insect's furious hissing. On both sides, the dark mass of bugs surges like waves crashing against you, claws scraping wildly at the jeep. Then the next moment, both swarms slam into each other head-on, countless rapid insects instantly turning to pulp, while you've already driven the armored jeep clean through, out the other side. In the rearview mirror, the swarm shrinks into a distant black speck, eventually vanishing at the edge of the wasteland. Ha ha ha, you grip the wheel, laughing without meaning to. This is a rush you've never felt before. Once you've fully shaken the swarm, you slow down immediately. Keep it steady around 120 kilometers per hour. Pull out the network terminal. Search for nearby settlements. Food and water are running low, only enough for one more day. As a Tier 2 Wuan Energy warrior, you need to eat a lot to maintain peak condition. Found it. Rosaka, small mixed-species settlement. Target locked. You turn immediately. Need to get there before dark. The new night belongs to the mutated monsters. Even though you're not worried yourself, the jeep can't handle that kind of punishment. An hour later, distant twinkling lights lift your spirits. Finally, you're here. Instead of driving straight in, you strap on a large-caliber pistol at your waist, then approach on foot. Still 100 meters from a rough wooden gate, a bullet snaps into the ground right in front of you as a warning. You immediately raise the cloth-wrapped rifle over your head, show the stock, the universal signal that you're here to trade. That's the standard etiquette on the prison network. A dozen seconds later, the beat-up gate slowly creaks open, and you're allowed in. This place is less a settlement and more a big camp, rough tent shacks everywhere, hostile-looking mercenaries all around, crude language and cursing nonstop. You scan the radar quickly, over 300 red markers, all Yuan energy. Or else, heh, a mantis-like winged alien nearby jeers at you. You don't bother responding, walk quietly toward a red-roofed shack. Better safe, being new here. Stepping inside the shop, you immediately spot rows of crude rifles hanging on the wall, and, next to the counter, a black cloth-covered cage that catches your eye especially. What are you looking to trade? A sharp, raspy voice speaks up as a green-shelled, roach-like alien rises from behind the counter, immediately making you feel a wave of disgust. Some high-energy food and water, and before you finish, the old gear-headed shopkeeper suddenly abandons you, rushing to greet a customer who just walked in. Master Kaz, you finally made it. Or you were already here. Whatever. Less talk. Let me see the goods. You hold back your annoyance, glance sideways at the newcomer. Kui clan, your mood gets even worse. The old shopkeeper grins wide, scurries to the metal cage, yanks off the black cloth. You didn't care much at first, but the moment you see what's inside that cage, your expression instantly freezes, your face darkening. Huddled inside the cage is clearly a frail human child. Human children are rare goods in this prison, Master Kaz. Absolutely worth what you're paying. Please, take a look. The old shopkeeper steps aside, then turns impatiently back to you. Now, what was it you wanted again? You stay silent for a moment, finally let out a slow breath, a flash of cold light. The old shopkeeper clutches his throat in disbelief, staggering back, knocking over a table as he falls. The Kui named Kaz turns around, about to shout. His voice cuts off instantly. He sees the old gear-headed shopkeeper already dead in a pool of blood, and standing at the door, a young human man, both hands gripping blades, cold eyes visible behind his visor-like blades themselves. A moment of shock, then. A Tier 1 peak. How dare you kill an ally of my Kui gang? But the next instant, Kaz's whole world spins violently. Through the haze, the last thing he sees is a familiar headless body slowly falling. You speak calmly. "It's over now. Wait here for me. I'll take you home shortly." That's a line the Dolan's captain always used to say. The huddled child seems to sense your kindness, quietly lifts their head. By then, you're already standing, turning your back, leaving only a soaring streak of light and a distant rumbling boom behind. Instantly, chaos and screaming sweep through the whole camp. The child hugs their knees tight, listening to the fragmented, chaotic noise from outside. "Damn it, we're under attack. He killed the old gearhead. Open fire. Save, it's him, the killing god of Old Capital. Our jeeps, they're all gone, all blown up. He's killing everyone. We're all dead." Wails and pleas for mercy echo endlessly. Sometime later, a familiar rocking motion wakes the child, who realizes they're being carried in arms that aren't exactly warm, but somehow feel safe. "You still remember the way home?" a calm voice asks near their ear. The child pauses, then softly answers, "Yeah." "Good. That makes this easier," the voice responds, a hint of surprise and relief in it. Soon, they hear a car door open, and they're gently set down onto a soft seat. Vision returning clearly now, a smiling face under a visor appears in front of them, warm despite the mask. "Hey there, little miss. Sit up front." As if a whole future stretches ahead full of hope. You climb into the driver's seat, pull in a big backpack from outside, muttering to yourself. "Was just planning to sneak in and grab some supplies. Ended up running into these idiots. Had to get back to old habits." You shut the door, turn on the heater, hand her a bottle of water and a compressed ration bar. "Eat up first. We'll talk about where home is after." The little girl mumbles a quiet thank you. Quite polite. You take a proper look at her now, about 15 years old, thin but not malnourished looking, actually pretty well cared for, not like she's been starving long term. You figure maybe humans are so rare on this prison that they get extra protection. Watching her eat with focus, you lean back against the seat, close your eyes, pull up your personal panel. Player, Zhang Xiao. Tier 2. Evolution progress 4%. Special ability, origin data. Yuan energy strength, 52 out of 1,000. Spirit energy strength, 71 out of 300. Clearing out that whole camp gave you a solid boost to both. Not bad. I really do have talent, you think to yourself. "Big brother, I'm full." Her small voice cuts off your bragging. Perfect timing. Let's talk about your situation. After hearing the little girl's story, the car falls into silence. Turns out, most of the humans on this prison don't actually live at the very bottom. They built a secret hidden settlement, one that keeps changing location. Humans really don't rank very high here. Well, now that I know the destination, let's rest up, head out before sunrise. Okay? A quiet night passes. At dawn, you drive the armored jeep out toward the distance, leaving behind only a smoking, scorched wasteland. Not long after you leave, 2 white jeeps appear on a hillside near the ruins. They're clearly human, too. So, is Xiaozi still there? The one holding binoculars stays silent a long moment, finally shakes his head, expression blank with shock, hands over the binoculars. "See for yourselves." The other 2 grab the binoculars, freeze instantly. Rosaka settlement. Gone. "Yes. Impossible," one voice rasps, dry with disbelief. That was Blade Armor Gang's outpost. Had at least 2 Tier 1 peak warriors stationed there. The 4-man squad finally decides to risk going in to check. What they see makes their blood run cold. Collapsed shacks everywhere, burnt-out vehicle frames, mutilated corpses, various fluids staining the scorched ground. This is clearly a one-sided massacre. Looking at the scene, probably a Tier 2 elite warrior did this. The one carrying the sniper rifle, face grim, says, Quick, check if Xiaoxi's signal's still active. One of them rushes over. Found it. It's over there. All four sprint toward the signal's source, hearts sinking at the same time. The signal still being active means they rush into the red-roofed shack the signal points to, find only an empty metal cage. Lying quietly inside is a plain-looking little hairpin. All four go silent. Good news. Xiaoxi's most likely still alive. Bad news. The tracking signal's cut off, meaning whoever took her found the hairpin's secret. Head back. Tell the instructor to contact Uncle Lee. Xiaoxi's probably been taken to Last Capital. Under the blazing midday sun, you drive comfortably along, glancing at the sleeping girl beside you, thinking to yourself how this modified Jeep you looted from Black Crab Gang is basically a fortress on wheels, insulated, shockproof, climate-controlled, fully equipped, even has a fridge. You check the research tab again. Researching. Electromagnetic X21. Progress. 7.88%. Once you master this tech, you'll be able to upgrade your sniper rifle even further. More power. Soft rustling wakes the girl up. Almost there. Do you remember what to do next? You ask, smiling. You've dropped the visor for now, your dark eyes soft with a smile. The girl takes a few seconds to place you through her sleepy haze. Then her face turns bright red. Be big brother. Call me Zhang Xiao or Xiao Ji. Her face gets even redder. Xiao Ji, she mumbles quietly. I'm Mu Yongxi. Okay, Xiaoxi, you say casually. Do you remember how to find Starfire Camp? She nods gently. I do. There's a bar some uncles run there. Just get there and it'll work out. You think to yourself, a bar run by humans. Hopefully, no more chaos there. About 3 hours later, a stone wall stretching hundreds of meters comes into view. Xiaoxi calls out happily. We're here, that's it. You wipe your palms slightly nervous, memory of related info surfacing in your head. Black Rock Fortress, Wu Clan faction background, biggest supply hub in the area. Great place to gather intel. You and Xiaoxi walk into an unremarkable bar on the outskirts of the fortress. The wooden sign above the door reads, Flame Bar. Behind the counter, a middle-aged man with a mustache is wiping a glass, expression restless. Excuse me, sir, may I... Before you finish, Xiaoxi behind you has already run over excitedly. Uncle Bruce! The man freezes for a second, then rushes over, overjoyed, hugging her tight. Xiaoxi, how did you... Are you hurt anywhere? He snaps his head toward you, eyes full of gratitude and questions. Come inside, let's talk, he says seriously. You and Xiaoxi exchange a quick, secret glance. Meanwhile, at some temporary camp out in the canyons, Instructor, Xiaoxi's been found. A figure bursts excitedly into the central tent. The blond man jumps up instantly. Where? Is she safe? Safe. At Flame Bar. A traveling, Tier 1 warrior brought her in. Good. Get Bruce to bring them back right away. Wait, tell everyone the good news first. Xiaoxi's been found. The cheers spread fast. The instructor, called Kilman, breathes a long sigh of relief, wipes his eyes. Finally, that's great news. Every human child born on this planet is precious. Outside the black market settlement, you're about to start the engine when the passenger door suddenly swings open. Xiaoxi climbs in. Why? Because Xiaoji's car is more comfortable, she says, seeming much friendlier with you now. You just nod, not minding. Follow the car ahead, driven by Bruce. Xiaoji, why didn't you let me say your real name? Why can't I say Old Capital-Killing God? She asks curiously. You cough twice. Explain. Because Old Capital-Killing God is just a nickname. Saying it out loud would make me way too popular. And the day wrong people find out it's me, that means a whole lot of trouble. You can't afford exposing your identity. Black Crab Gang would use everything they've got to hunt you down for that industrial cube. On the Yuan Energy radar, You barely register as a Tier 1 peak at most. As long as you don't say anything, nobody's going to connect a Tier 1 warrior to the guy who wiped out Rosaka Settlement. About 2 hours later, you all arrive at an unremarkable little canyon, driving in to reveal a temporary camp made up of a large number of vehicles. Already gathered outside the camp are 200 to 300 people, busy going about their business. Watching this densely packed crowd, your hidden hunting instincts start itching a little. You take a deep breath, steady your expression, open the car door. Kilman's gaze locks onto you instantly. A tall, calm, composed young man steps out of the car, expression completely neutral, right hand always ready to draw a blade instantly. A skilled fighter, Kilman quietly notes. Meanwhile, you also spot his stats. Robert Kilman, 70% cybernetic human genes, Yuan energy strength 65, Tier 2. You almost can't keep a straight face. Not gonna lie, Robert Kilman is a wild name. Your eyes meet in the air, and the man called Kilman's face lights up. Thank you so much for bringing Xiaoxi back. Our Starfire camp owes you a debt. If you ever need anything, and it's within my power, just ask. You nod slightly. Keep your tone calm and casual. Anyone human would have done the same. Whether that's true or not, Kilman's opinion of you shoots up instantly. Good, good. If every human were like you, we wouldn't be in such a mess in this federation. He extends a hand. I'm Robert Kilman, chief instructor of the Starfire Gang, also in charge of this camp. Starfire Gang, Starfire Camp. Sounds like this is basically the humans' core faction on this prison, you think to yourself. Your tense nerves relax a little. You reply, Jiang Xiao, just a wanderer. Kilman glances at the still celebrating crowd, gestures for you to follow. Mr. Zhang, this way please. You don't overthink it. Follow along. Passing through waves of thanks and cheers, you reach the largest tent at the camp's center. Kilman waves off the guards, personally holds the flap open for you. Inside, it's simple. A metal table, a few chairs, some ammo crates stacked in the corner. Sit. Kilman pours you a cup of purple liquid, slides it over. Prison Star specialty. Restores some yuan energy. Definitely not as good as the stuff outside, but it works. By outside, he obviously means the wider galaxy. Then he gets straight to the point, no wasted words. Mr. Zhang, you didn't come all the way here with Xiaoxi just to... Straight to the point, too. I like it. I want to get into Last Capital, but I've got no connections. Wanted to see if the Starfire Gang has a way in, and pick up some intel on the current situation there while I'm at it. True enough. Based on the scattered info you've picked up online, to get into Last Capital, you either need Council-recognized identity or backing from a Council-approved faction. Otherwise, you're black market status. Not impossible to survive, but every step is a struggle, and you don't want to waste that kind of time and money. Since you saved Xiaoxi, this should be easy enough. Especially since you're clearly broke right now, Kilman says, immediately understanding, agreeing without hesitation. No problem. Someone from our gang is heading there in a couple days. You can just tag along with them into the city. I'll make sure they know to take care of you. You catch a hint in his tone, file it away. Then I'll be in your debt for these few days. It's nothing. Kilman waves it off. What's this compared to what you did? Kilman continues. As for the situation in Last Capital, you don't even need to ask around. You'll understand the second you get there. He shakes his head, sums it up. Basically, it's Black Crab Gang versus the Last Capital Council, fighting it out. The former's rich, well-armed. The latter's got numbers and territory. Groups like the Kui Gang, Blade Armor Gang, they're all the Council's attack dogs. Both sides are constantly fighting each other in and out of the city. Everything else basically revolves around those two. As for us humans, we're kind of a third party. The Councils wanted to pull us Starfire folks out by the roots for a long time. Comes down to interests in the end. What's actually worth fighting over on this prison planet? You catch on to the important part immediately. Looks like this Starfire gang isn't simple at all. Once you're in the city, better avoid places with lots of aliens, especially since you're only a Tier 1 warrior. I understand, you say calmly, though inside you think otherwise. 20 million criminals, thugs, and power holders, and they still discriminate against ordinary Tier 1 warriors? For a normal Tier 1 fighter, that place really would be hell. Too bad you're not normal. A perfect hunting ground, you think to yourself. As long as you're careful, your spirit energy and Yuan energy strength should keep climbing fast. Of course, you'll need to actually get in there and see for yourself. Kilman, seeing you deep in thought, assumes you took it all in, says, "All right, stay here in camp for the next 2 days, safer than out there." You don't refuse. "All right, sorry for the trouble then." Dusk falls quickly, the golden sunset sinking behind the canyon's edge as campfires light up in front of the camp. You sit on the roof of your armored jeep, mind racing through calculations, working out what metal could replace FD alloy to build proper sniper rounds. No luck figuring it out, you finally look up at the lively camp below. This place is nothing like the chaotic mess back at Rosaka. It's full of actual life. People grilling meat, heating up canned food, a few kids following a warrior around, swinging their arms in imitation. The scene stirs a strange feeling in you. Are these people even really criminals? Looks more like an organized, disciplined little community. Xiaojie, Xiaoxi's voice calls from below. The little girl, holding a metal lunchbox, stands on her tiptoes, trying to hand it up to you. "Mom and the aunties made this stew." You follow her gaze. By the campfire, a gentle-looking woman is watching you, and when your eyes meet, she gives a deep, grateful nod. You look back at Xiaoxi's shining eyes, smile. "Then I won't be polite about it." You take the lunchbox, the rich aroma hits you immediately, and in a few quick bites, it's gone. Not quite full, but you feel unexpectedly satisfied. It's been way too long since you had real human food. If this place weren't a prison, this actually wouldn't be bad at all. "Mr. Zhang," a voice comes from behind. The ear-muffed young man carrying the sniper rifle walks over, hands you half a bottle of liquor, looking grateful but a little shy. "I'm L, one of the guards. Didn't get to properly thank you before. That tracker hidden in Xiaoxi's hairpin, I built that." You recall it, smile. "Nice work. Hidden well, too. If my instincts weren't sharp, I might have missed it entirely, almost threw it away as junk." "Thank you," the young man says bashfully, toasts you with the bottle, then hurries back to his post. You smile, watch him go, look out at the sunset in the distance. All right, might as well treat these 2 days like a little vacation. But the peace doesn't last long. On the 3rd day, right at noon, while you're halfway through disassembling a pistol into pieces, Kilman's voice calls out. "Mr. Zhang, the Starfire Gang's people have arrived. They're leaving in an hour. Get ready." Your spirit lifts, hands moving fast, reassembling the parts into a rifle in seconds. Finally, last capital. When you arrive at the camp center, a woman in a black robe, face hidden, is listening carefully to Kilman's instructions. "Instructor, don't worry. I'll take good care of him." The woman's voice sounds serious. She's exactly the one your... Kilman spots you, immediately introduces you. "Mr. Zhang, this is Qianling, one of our internal affairs officers for the Starfire Gang. She'll be taking you to Last Capital, handling your identity registration too." Qianling lifts her head, a pair of eyes peeking curiously out from under her hood, examining you. "So young, and this bright, cheerful energy. You're really a criminal? Hopefully not one of those who got locked up for some special reason like everyone else here." "Hello, Miss Qianling. Looking forward to your help." You flash a bright grin, well aware this is a prison. You're not planning on staying forever. Qianling seems a little thrown off by your vibe. Nods, expression unreadable under the hood. "Thanks for saving Xiaoxi. But before we head out, I have to warn you. Last Capital's hostility toward us, humans, has been growing lately. Even Tier 2 warriors aren't safe there. Going in now is extremely dangerous. Appreciate the warning, but I've made up my mind, you answer firmly. Qianling stays silent a moment, seems to sigh. All right then, get ready to move out. You're about to leave when you remember something. You point at the armored jeep you drove in on. This car and all the gear on it. Can it get into the city? Would you all buy it? Kilman walks over, checks it out, nods. Good condition. Market rate, 80%. 30,000 credits. Deal? Deal. 30,000 credits. Quite the purchasing power, apparently, considering you spent forever at Rosaka just scraping together 10,000 or so. Without lingering, you say goodbye to a reluctant Xiaoxi, get pulled aside by her mother for a solid 3 minutes of thanks, then finally climb into another armored jeep driven by Qianling. The moment the door shuts, you freeze. The driver's seat is occupied by none other than that bartender from Flame Bar. Hello, Mr. Zhang. Bruce, the bartender, greets you respectfully. Hello. You look at this refined, polite, middle-aged man, and with nothing better to do, casually run a quick scan. Bruce, human, Tier 1 peak, Yuan energy strength 47. Quite hidden depths there. You glance sideways at Qianling in the back seat, too. Qianling, silver elf genes, human criminal, Tier 1 peak, Yuan energy strength 49. Real talents, both of them. You're getting more and more curious about the backstory of these Starfire gang folks. Right before departure, you suddenly remember something, roll down the window, call out to Kilman. Hey, Kilman, does your family have 19 other brothers or something? Kilman looks baffled. No? Why ask that? Hey, nothing. Just curious. Take care. You pull your head back in. The car starts moving. Half an hour later, the dead silence in the car is getting hard to bear. You try to strike up conversation. So, Bruce, what did you get locked up for? Bruce glances at Qianling in the back. Qianling answers flatly instead. Nothing we can't talk about. Most of us got sentenced for starting an uprising on some low-tier civilization's resource world. Understanding dawns on you. So they're rebel army veterans. No wonder every one of them is so skilled. And you? Qianling suddenly turns the question on you. Your heart skips slightly, nearly breaks a sweat. What do you say? Breathing violation or showing your face charges seem way too weak compared to a heroic uprising. Gotta dress this up a little. In a split second, you put on your most confident face. For a living, I smuggled some banned alien goods into a high civilization's territory. The moment those words leave your mouth, both Qianling and Bruce's expressions shift, genuine respect. An alien race warrior daring to smuggle contraband right into a top civilization's territory. That's way more reckless than their uprising. At least they thought they had a chance of success. You basically strapped a bomb to your own waistband on purpose. Impressive. Qianling, after a long pause, finally manages. Damn! Inside, you breathe a sigh of relief. Gotta save face in front of your own kind, no matter what. The rest of the ride, the car falls silent again. Some time later, a piercing whistle cuts through the sky. You snap your eyes open. A red, snake-shaped signal flare lights up the dark wilderness. Bruce slows down instantly, on edge. Your eyes sharpen. What's going on? Wanderers. Wasteland bandits, Qianling answers coldly from the back. Looks like we've been spotted. The next moment, engines roar from every direction. Dozens of beat-up jeeps and motorcycles come tearing in. Headlights glaring like animal eyes, surrounding your car completely. You touch your energy blade, tone unbothered. How strong are they? Qianling frowns, staring at the glowing pattern in the sky. Vicious poison hunting gang. Notorious around here, over 70 of them, 4 Tier 1 peak, mostly Kui. These guys again. Your face goes cold, a nameless anger flaring up. Guess me and the Kui just don't get along. The vicious poison gang's howling breaks the silence. Qianling's Wuan energy flares slightly, but ultimately reins it in. For your and Bruce's safety, she decides to move first. She pushes the door open, steps out. Bruce follows right behind, both releasing their Tier 1 peak auras fully, kicking up a cloud of dust. Across from them, the bandits stir uneasily. Soon, 4 bigger Kui step forward, their leader radiating the strongest aura, arrogantly announcing, 2 Tier 1 peaks trying to pass? 5,000 credits per vehicle, or fight me one-on-one. Win, and you go free. Qianling, voice raspy with sarcasm. When have the Kui ever kept their word? 3,000. Fine, 3,000. Before he even finishes, his Yuan energy aura surges stronger. The vicious poison leader hesitates a bit. 3,000 it is, still better than fighting for real. But right at that moment, one of the sharp-nosed bandits behind him suddenly sniffs the air, looks towards your car. Human scent. Qianling and Bruce's faces both drop instantly. Damn, they forgot. You're not wearing a scent-masking robe. The vicious poison leader's eyes light up, flashing a smug grin. The 3,000 deal from before, forget it. Now it's different. He licks his lips, tone dripping with greed and contempt. I don't care what that human is to you. Dragging that lowly creature through my territory costs extra. Either 5,000 credits or hand over that 2-legged rat. Click, the door opens. You step out, a look on your face like, guess I have no choice. Walk over toward Qianling. The vicious poison leader sneers. Fine, you all can go, but that human's mine now. You completely ignore him. Don't even turn your head. Say to Qianling and Bruce behind you, please protect yourselves. You pull out your terminal, click the visor onto your face with one hand. In that instant, Wind howls violently. Before you finish speaking, you're already gone. Only a 1-meter-wide impact crater left where you stood. The vicious poison leader doesn't even have time to react before an unstoppable force slams into his chest, sending his whole body flying like a cannonball, crashing into the vehicle line behind him. Before anyone can react, a flash of cold light, and the 2 other Tier 1 peak Kui leaders drop dead instantly. One clean pass. 4 leaders down, locked into your visor. Boom, boom, boom. No wasted words. The sky-tearing blue beam starts sweeping across, one jeep after another exploding into flame. Your figure moves like a ghost, closing in at nearly 100 kilometers an hour into the enemy crowd, both blades in hand becoming a whirlwind of death. Only then does the rest of the mob react, letting out terrified screams, trying to turn and flee. Too late. The whole thing takes barely 10 seconds. Qianling and Bruce stand there frozen, completely stunned watching this one-sided slaughter. Mr. Zhang is really Tier 2, Bruce's voice trembles. What kind of Tier 2 is this? Has the outside world gotten this intense? Meanwhile, seeing that signature visor on your face again, an idea forms in Qianling's mind, one that even she finds absurd. Shocked, she whispers, old capital-killing god. Bruce snaps to attention too, staring at you efficiently harvesting lives on the battlefield, completely unable to reconcile this with the bright, cheerful young man from 2 days ago. That's the legendary monster. Since he landed, anyone who's crossed him, Tier 1 or Tier 2, doesn't matter, hasn't left a single survivor. Shouldn't someone like that be covered in killing intent, terrifying to look at? The fight ends in under 5 minutes. You spend a few more minutes looting, then walk over to the still-breathing vicious poison leader. Kick him lightly. These credits, consider it your welcome. Finishing that, you pull a grenade off a nearby corpse, pull the pin, toss it by his feet. Boom. You take off your visor, a burst of Yuan energy shaking off all the mess on you. Put your bright, sunny smile back on. walk back over to the two of them. Sorry for the wait. Didn't expect these poor guys to take so long searching for it. Only found 50,000 credits or so. Qianling opens her mouth. 1,000 words caught in her throat. Finally just manages. 50,000's already plenty in last capital. Good, then I've got plenty to spend when we get there, you say, smiling. Pull open the passenger door for the still stunned Bruce. Let's go, Bruce. Right. All three get back on the road, the mood strangely returning to how it was before. You keep trying to make casual conversation. Qianling responds properly but stiffly, as if that entire battle a moment ago never happened. But as she watches your side profile, still bright and clear even after that slaughter, her mind churns with turmoil. The next morning, you finally reach last capital. Looking out at that distant, sprawling, rust-red, cyberpunk wasteland-style megacity, you can't help but let out a low whistle of amazement. Chaotic, sprawling, wild, and free. Countless irregular buildings and scattered towers stacked messily together. Elevated walkways and tangled traffic networks crisscross like a spiderweb, connecting this whole savage nest together. Countless neon holograms flicker with a manic glow. Black smoke drifts across the city everywhere. High above, 3 massive orbital defense ships hang overhead like swords of Damocles above every prisoner's head. Last capital. Any requirements to get into the city, you ask? Qianling explains. None, but there's... She controls quite a few small factions and black markets. This shouldn't be an issue. What about Black Crab Gang, you ask again? Black Crab Gang stays neutral, only does business, but the council's been going after them hard because their tech is too strong. Qianling pauses a moment. Oh, and I heard, to recruit talented mechanics, they've been distributing complete sets of basic training materials. Basic training materials. Your eyes go wide with pure joy. To you, that's worth way more than any advanced blueprint. Excellent. I need those materials. Qianling, though a little disappointed, guess you're really not a mechanic yourself, still agrees immediately. No problem. We've got quite a few. All basic civilization-level general education stuff. Thanks for asking. How long will my identity registration take? Half a day. Do you want to wait at our base or... Qianling asks, her tone oddly a bit nervous. You don't overthink it. Think for a moment. Just drop me off at whichever black market you all control. I'll wander around myself. Qianling seems to relax a little. All right. Soon, the jeep stops in front of an abandoned arena. This is Torchlight Black Market, one directly controlled by our Starfire gang. If you need to reach us, just find a vendor wearing a red-striped black robe, mention my name, and it'll work. You nod, say goodbye, put on a gray robe, slip into an old residential building's basement. Following Qianling's instructions, you press a button on a broken elevator 15 times in a row. Ding! The elevator door slowly opens. The moment it does, a wave of noise instantly swallows you whole. This is a massive underground shopping mall turned market, vendors, and all kinds of strange creatures everywhere. You scan the area roughly. Most stalls are selling guns, weapons, and clothing. Only a handful of shops can actually repair or upgrade gear. Clearly, mechanics are in high demand here. Combined with Black Crab Gang's monopoly, a plan is slowly forming in your head. Why not open a mechanical repair shop right here in this black market? Sure, robbing the Kui Gang makes money faster, but at this stage, it's better to play it safe. Hunt at night, run the shop during the day, earn money and study mechanics on the side, developing your mechanic class's potential at the same time. Plan complete. You're quite pleased with this perfect setup. You've got a rough picture of the black market's rules by now. Basically, officially unregulated, but a hands-off gray zone. Any independent operator or small gang with something they can't sell openly comes here. Purchasing power's way stronger than you expected. A basic gun costs just a few dozen credits. top of the line maybe a few hundred. But the moment yuan energy gets attached, prices skyrocket instantly. Even the cheapest Tier 1 yuan energy weapon runs into the tens of thousands. And mechanical repair and modification? Even more brutally profitable. Fixing a regular rifle here charges as much as half the price of a new one. A skilled mechanical technician really lives well here. Your inner calculator is already ticking away happily. Opening a mechanic shop is absolutely the smart move, makes money, and gives you the perfect cover. Who'd ever think the killing god of this whole prison is hiding out in Last Capital's black market playing shopkeeper? Of course, opening the shop is one thing, but if you actually need something good, you're not planning to pay for it honestly. You're in prison. Everyone here's a criminal. Why pretend to be a law-abiding citizen? Just take it. Actually, thinking about it more, robbing Black Crab Gang directly would be even more efficient, wouldn't it? Yeah, decided. Other big gangs are your experience farm. Black Crab Gang is your resource farm. Everyone gets a bright future out of this. Mr. Zhang, your identity registration is done. Right as you're standing in the corner planning your grand heist of the night market, a voice speaks up behind you. You'd already noticed them approaching. Turning around, someone in a red-striped black robe. "That fast?" you say, a little surprised. "It's only been 3 hours. For your request, we naturally gave it our full effort," the person says, bowing respectfully, handing over an elegant network terminal. "Also, Miss Qianling and our internal affairs officer would like you to come discuss something. Though, of course, this isn't." You take the terminal, eyebrow raised. Handle business first, then talk requests. This Starfire gang's got real sincerity. Since that's the case, you're certainly not going to dampen the mood. Besides, you just arrived. Being able to borrow Starfire gang's intel and resources would save you a lot of effort on plenty of things. Thinking that over, you smile. "All right, lead the way." "Thank you so much," the robed figure says, visibly relieved, leads the way ahead. The car drives away from the black market, bumps along for a while, finally stops at a place that looks like something out of a walled shantytown. After a few winding turns, you go through an underground passage. "Mr. Zhang, behind this door is Starfire Gangs." The robed figure pushes open the door. Warm orange light instantly spills out. It's a bar. You look at this 200-plus seat, professionally laid out underground bar, a bit surprised. Figured a rebel army headquarters would look more like a military bunker. Didn't expect it to have this much local flavor. "Mr. Zhang," a familiar voice calls from behind the bar counter. You look over, smile. "Bruce, still doing your old job, even in Last Capital?" Bruce, wiping a glass, looks helpless. "No choice. Nowhere else to put me for now. Last Capital's council has been watching us closely. A lot of our gang's operations have been on hold." You nod slightly, worry creeping in. Why is Last Capital's council pressing the Starfire gang so hard and so unfairly? "Ha ha! This must be the famous old capital killing god, Zhang Xiao himself," a hearty, booming voice calls out. A middle-aged man in gray clothing strides over with Qianling, extending his hand from a distance away. "Li Ren, Li Yuan, leader of the Starfire gang. Thank you for Xiaoxi's sake." "You're welcome." You shake his hand, out of habit immediately scan him. Li Yuan, 78% cybernetic human, Tier 2 peak, injured. Yuan energy strength, 78 out of 98. Your heart jolts, even wounded. His Yuan energy strength hits 78 points. This is definitely the strongest opponent you've encountered on this rotten planet so far. After a few pleasantries, you get straight to business. "Boss Li, no need for formalities. Not sure what you two wanted to discuss with me?" Li Yuan's expression darkens instantly, his tone turning heavy. "We'd like to ask a favor regarding one person, Ziguang, Yer Suofei. She's our Starfire gang's strongest fighter currently. But right now, she's completely surrounded by the council and several major gangs trapped in Kasar district. He takes a deep breath, lays out the deal. If you can get her out, our gang's entire resource stockpile will be fully open to you. Take whatever you want, no restrictions. But I need to warn you, this is extremely dangerous. They've sent multiple Tier 2 elites and a mechanized unit to seal off that whole district. Even if you refuse, you're still one of our Starfire. As his words trail off, both Li Yuan and Qianling go quiet, waiting anxiously for your answer. But your eyes suddenly light up. Multiple Tier 2 elites, a mechanized unit. This sounds like the perfect hunting ground, custom built just for you. Tell me about the enemy's exact numbers first. You press down your excitement, ask calmly. Qianling answers immediately. No more than 5 Tier 2 elites, no more than 15 regular Tier 2s, around 500 Tier 1 warriors. As for the non-combat backup forces, definitely tens of thousands. Firepower's extremely heavy. Kasar district right now is basically a meat grinder. Li Yuan opens a briefcase. The terminal projects a 3D map, dense red dots covering it, making your scalp crawl. He switches the view, plays a clip. Their real trump card is this. In the footage, 15 crude, hulking tank-like machines, cannon barrels aimed dead on at the district. 260mm electromagnetic railguns, projectile speed Mach 11. To clear firing lines for these things, they leveled every building around it. This is the real reason Ziguang can't break out. A flicker of confusion crosses your mind. What exactly did this Yiguang person do to warrant this much effort against her? But that confusion is instantly replaced by even greater excitement. Those most threatening electromagnetic tanks are, in your eyes, actually the easiest targets to deal with. As for those few Tier 2 elites, give you a few days to develop, and it won't even be a problem. Any time limit on this, you ask, wrapping up? Li Yuan hesitates a moment, reluctant. At most 15 days. I already promised. I know this is asking a lot, but thanks anyway, Zhang. Qianling instinctively starts a polite reply too, then catches herself halfway through, and, along with Li Yuan, both stare at you in shock. You're already agreeing? Leave it to me, you say, not bothering to explain further. By the way, I need Starfire Gang's help with something else right now. Please, go ahead. Li Yuan perks up instantly. I want to open a mechanical repair shop in the black market. Would be great if you could provide some basic equipment, too. Easy, Li Yuan nods. I'll go check if we've got a suitable storefront. Before he even finishes, Qianling suddenly cuts in. Does it have to be a storefront? Would a small mechanical workshop work? You perk up instantly. That's an unexpected bonus. Sure, Qianling explains. We've got a 500-plus square meter mechanical workshop, fully equipped, originally meant for our... That equipment wasn't easy for us to get. We've kept it sitting empty, couldn't bear to sell it. Most importantly, that place is right in the heart of Golden Vein Black Market, not far from Kasar District. Golden Vein Black Market, Li Yuan says hesitantly, glancing at you. Mr. Zhang, that's the biggest black market our Starfire Gang controls. But it's chaotic, too. All kinds of aliens there. Dragon Fang Gang and Kui Gang territory is nearby. We can't guarantee you won't be disturbed there. And it's right next door to Kasar District. Perfect. That's the one, you say without hesitation, adding, actually, that's even better. Makes it convenient to keep an eye on Kasar District's situation. Seeing your mind's made up, Li Yuan doesn't push further. Qianling seems like she already expected you to pick exactly that. Let's go now, then. A little over an hour later, you're standing in front of a 2-story gray building tucked in a corner of the black market, its walls covered in scorch marks, and even one alien silhouette burned permanently into the concrete, like some eerie mural. You're quite satisfied with everything about this place. Qianling unlocks the massive metal door with a heavy key. And as a series of lights flicker on, she starts explaining. First floor's basic repair equipment. Second floor's the core processing center, 3D metal printer, industrial furnace, and stamping press. However, she adds seriously, giving you a warning. These are only civilian-grade equipment, standard for a planetary tier civilization. Can't process any specialized alloys. The new faction is extremely strict about industrial tech control. Any gang that tries to overstep gets hit with an orbital strike. Understood, you nod, though you're already scheming something else entirely. Qianling hands you a data chip. This has the full set of basic mechanical materials and equipment manuals you wanted. The Ziguang situation is in your hands now. After seeing Qianling off, you immediately shut the door, plug the chip into your terminal. Basic mechanical machining, tolerance analysis, and cutting parameters. Basic data modeling. A dozen files pop up instantly. You look at the mountain of material. But as your finger starts scrolling through the screen, your expression slowly turns strange. In under 10 minutes, you've finished basic geometry and mathematics. Those complex formulas and theorems are crystal clear in your head now. You can even apply them creatively. If I'd had this talent back then, I could have gone into theoretical physics, you mutter. This mechanic talent is honestly absurd. Right then, a panel pops up. Mechanics specialty knowledge, basic geometry and mathematics, learning complete. Class experience gained, 100. Basic class skill unlocked. Basic mechanical processing, 25% complete, quarter progress. You freeze for a second, then break into delighted laughter. So, it's not a system. The rest of the material, 2 hours later. Mechanics specialty knowledge, tolerance analysis and cutting parameters, learning complete. Class experience gained, 200. Basic class skill unlocked. Basic mechanical processing, 2% progress. You check the time. Night's already fallen. Studying can wait a bit. You open your personal panel. Dump all 3,000 spirit energy experience earned from the vicious poison gang encounter straight in. A warm current floods your mind, and after the rush fades, you feel clearer than ever before. Spirit energy strength, 371 out of 1,000. Elite tier, spirit energy for your level. You pull out your energy blade. Try channeling origin data through it. Instantly, the circuits on the blade glow deep red, radiating power. Good. You put the gray robe back on, strap your weapons on, leave the workshop. Tonight, you need to scout Kasar District's actual situation and test whether your origin data actually works against the last Capital Council's mechanized units. Under cover of night, you move like a phantom, silent, reaching the outskirts of Kasar District. Your visor pulls the distant scene into sharp focus, searchlights slicing through the dark sky like blades, hundreds of drones weaving between the towers, streets packed with heavily armed troops carrying T-20 electromagnetic rifles, powerful enough to seriously threaten even a Tier 1 elite. Your gaze finally locks onto that steel monster a kilometer out. Really crude construction, mutters you under your breath. Looks like something a mechanic hand-welded together. You pull your gaze back, look at the wide, cleared buffer zone stretching hundreds of meters ahead of you. Definitely packed with detection gear of every kind, but that's nothing to you. You channel origin data, walk right into that death zone without a moment's hesitation. A hidden trigger alarm enters your detection range. Origin data instantly hacks in, several data streams appearing before your eyes. You wave it off casually. The alarm now completely ignores you. 21 alarms, 7 infrared sensors, 34 vibration mines, quite a setup. You walk calmly through this whole minefield. Aside from occasionally dodging a searchlight beam, the whole way through feels like walking through an empty street. Having mapped out the full extent of their detection range, you don't push deeper, decide to head back instead. On the way back near the black market, you casually deal with about 20 overconfident criminals, pushing your yuan energy and spirit energy up a little more before finally returning to the workshop at dawn. The rest of your time, you completely bury yourself in studying. Near noon, following a string of system notifications, you finally hit all the requirements. Class Specialty Skill unlocked. Basic Mechanical Processing, Level 1. You jump all your class experience into it without hesitation, watching the skill level climb rapidly. Basic Mechanical Processing, Level 5, 290 out of 320. Output efficiency for mechanical items, plus 15%. Unnecessary material loss, minus 15%. Meanwhile, your research on the X-21 electromagnetic sniper rifle also completes. Research project complete. A massive wave of knowledge floods into your brain, but you realize about 2/3 of the underlying principles are still beyond you, missing more foundational knowledge. You quickly find theoretical electromagnetics, applied electromagnetics, and standard energy control in the material library. For the next 4 or 5 days, you're completely buried in the workshop. Except for going out hunting at night, every waking hour goes into intense studying, calculation, modeling. Finally, after linking dozens of terminals together and running a full day and night data analysis, you draw up a materials list, send it to Qianling. Soon after, Qianling personally delivers the parts. Actually, there's something I wanted to bring up. Qianling watches you working at a bench covered in a completely disassembled sniper rifle, a flicker of confusion in her eyes, but her tone stays serious. 2 days ago, the new faction suddenly loosened some of their data tech restrictions, probably about end of planetary era level. Our leaders worried Last Capital's Council will ramp up smart surveillance because of it. Wanted me to ask if you need... And of planetary era level, you say, relieved, hands never stopping. No need. They won't be able to touch me. You almost laugh. The tech theory in my head right now, combined with origin data, could crush Earth-era information tech without even trying. Qianling doesn't say anything more, just quietly watches you work. Under the terrifying precision of your data-driven body control, welding and assembly flow together seamlessly. Finally, a brand new sniper rifle, sleek and streamlined, is born in your hands. Blue-purple circuit lines flicker faintly across its body, like the scales of a black dragon. I'll call you Black Dragon from now on, you say, admiring it, satisfied, tapping it gently to your own rhythm. Black Dragon Sniper, rebuilt from the X-21 chassis. Performance slightly above the X-24, paired with molded rounds, can seriously wound a regular Tier 2 warrior. That's a beautiful piece of work, Qianling says, genuinely impressed. You lift the Black Dragon, grin. Want to come test its power with me tonight? Qianling straightens up. Where? Kaser District, straight there. Qianling's voice comes out full of shock. She can't believe you'd be this reckless. That's way too risky. If an electromagnetic tank locks onto you, you cut her off, tone light like you're discussing the weather. Just testing the guns near the district's edge. Also, might as well distract Last Capital Council's attention a bit. Help your Ziguang situation. You pat your chest, confident. As for the tank, Qianling's face is written with hesitation. After all, the firepower of those 15 electromagnetic tanks is enough to make anyone in Last Capital nervous. But eventually, she grits her teeth, decides to trust you, the same guy reckless enough to smuggle weapons into a top civilization's territory. Let's go then. Good, you appreciate her decisiveness. This isn't just to test your new toy. It's also to show Starfire Gang's people, watching behind her, exactly the kind of overwhelming mechanical-powered strength you actually have. After all, rescuing their leader, Ziguang, is your best bargaining chip for deepening ties with Starfire Gang and getting a solid foothold on this cursed prison. In a blink, you're both lying flat on the edge of Kasar. You quickly adjust the Black Dragon's parameters, feeling the excited hum coming through it in your hands. This monster, cobbled together from scrap warhead components, a personal terminal, and the X-21 chassis has processing power beyond anything reasonable. Relax. You glance sideways at Qianling, who's practically holding her breath from tension, grin darkly. Those junky drone-scanning radar can't even catch our shadows. Now, let's show you what old Black Dragon can really do. The pure excitement and anticipation in your eyes is exactly like a kid who just got a brand new toy. It actually makes Qianling's tense nerves relax slightly. But the next second, he's shocked to realize the source of that aura is you and that black and silver sniper rifle in your hands. Before he can even cry out, you've already pulled the trigger. Boom! A blue-purple electric arc flashes and vanishes, a molded round tearing through the air at Mach 8, crossing 2,000 meters instantly. In the distance, a Tier 1 peak winged alien, along with his alloy mech's upper body, explodes instantly, dead on the spot. The round doesn't slow down, punches clean through 3 or 4 more winged aliens, finally exploding against a small building in a burst of smoke. It's an ambush! Sniper! This powers at least a Tier 2 energy weapon. Take cover. Notify the chaos and screaming erupt everywhere. You glance down. Note, it only used 5% battery. Smile satisfied. 1 second for recharge. You don't hesitate. Pull the trigger again. A second round screams out, precisely tearing through several aliens hiding behind cover, wall, and all. You fire off 3 rounds in smooth succession, creating destruction like heavy artillery fire. Then, without even checking the results, grab the still-shaking Qianling and quickly relocate. You even modify combat tactics? Qianling asks, still stunned, nearly forgetting her binoculars. Of course, you respond like it's obvious. What else would I need mechanical combat skills for? In an instant, Qianling's shock turns to pure delight. This level of technical skill in the mechanical is like watching someone who fell straight from the heavens. You don't dwell on her complicated inner reaction. Quickly bring her along to the next sniping position. Raise the Black Dragon once more. Meanwhile, in Kasar District, a Tier 2 elite Kui warrior named Long Ya is cursing out his subordinates. Damn these human rats, only know how to ambush like cowards. Qianling, watching through her binoculars, reports to you seriously. That's Kui Gang's 6th Hallmaster, Long Ya. Tier 2 elite, very strong. We should retreat. Before she finishes, she sees the corner of your mouth curl into a cold, fierce smile. A dark red electric arc gathers at the tip of your gun barrel. This one, crossing both arms in front of his chest, he roars in defiance. Bring it! A streak of dark red light arrives instantly. His energy shield shatters, both his arms snap off, his chest caves in, but he's still somehow alive. Still breathing? You're a little surprised, but your hands don't hesitate at all. 3 more rapid shots finish him off completely, since he's lost any ability to fight back. Killed Kui Gang Hallmaster, Tier 2 Elite, gained 6,320 experience. Still more experience from killing monsters, huh? You give the still-stunned Qianling a satisfied pat. Let's go any longer, and we'll actually get surrounded. Back at the workshop, Qianling finally can't hold back the question. That gun really isn't a Tier 2 energy weapon? Of course not. You watched me build it. You say, smiling, while disassembling the rifle to check the parts. You know full well Qianling can't grasp the technology behind it. The massive tech base connected to this modified X-21 has already been fully unpacked by your origin data. On this whole prison planet, nobody can match your rifle building skills. You quickly repair the minor wear from the fight, then, curious, ask, so, what's Starfire Gang's actual strength level right now? Qianling hesitates, then lays it all out. 3 Tier 2 elites, 6 regular Tier 2s. Yiguang's an ability user, roughly Tier 2 peak in combat strength. If it weren't for a few ability users targeting her, your eyes sharpen. What kind of ability? Particle disruption. You get it now. Someone with potential that huge, and they still ended up locked up on this prison. The Galactic Federation's rot really does run deep. I'll need a week to plan this out, you announce. After Qianling leaves, your smile turns meaningfully sharp. You clean both your Tier 1 energy war blades. Even though they no longer boost your combat strength, they're still sharp enough to use as regular blades. You to bring the Black Dragon this time. Just tuck the two blades away, slip back into the streets of Last Capital, hunting once more. But tonight, your luck isn't great. You only take down a couple of stray Kui thugs before losing interest. Feel it's kind of pointless. On the way back, you look up, see that even bigger, even more sprawling glow above the black market. Actually worth an absolute fortune. Precision mechanical components. In a great mood, humming a tune, you stroll along until you reach a heavily decorated, oversized storefront. You glance up, and your smile instantly freezes. Kui Gang Direct Store. Human trafficking specials. Every word on that sign feels like a poison needle stabbing deep into your eyes. After 2 seconds of silence, your grin somehow gets even wider. You pull the terminal out of your pocket, snap the visor onto your face, walk calmly into the shop. Ignoring the confused stares of every alien inside, you walk straight to the door, click, and shut it behind you. Then you turn, pull down your hood, raise a finger to your lips. You look around the store at the now uneasy Kui staff, smile pleasantly. I want to ask, why isn't there a Kui trafficking special here? Do customers need to source their own merchandise? Boom! A massive explosion. The entire front door, along with 2 unlucky bystanders outside, get blown apart. The whole Devil's Market goes dead silent for a moment, countless eyes locking in shock onto that Kui Gang Direct Store. Who dares cause this much chaos in the Yi Wu Gang's market? Blowing up the Kui Gang store, are they insane? Under the shocked crowd stares, you walk calmly out through the flames, unbothered, dragging a lifeless corpse behind you. The Tier 2 Kui warrior who was guarding this place. Who's there? A 3-meter-tall market enforcer, fully mechanized, roars out a challenge, his aura rivaling Tier 2 elite. The moment that familiar visor comes into his view, his pupils shrink, too late. A flash of steel, and his massive head goes flying skyward. Killed Black Crab Gang Overseer, Tier 2 regular, gained 1780 experience. Guess I should be pretty famous in Last Capital by now, huh? You smirk darkly. A silver-blue streak of light flashes from within the flames, weapon at your side. Since you've already started, might as well finish this properly. Not good. That's the old capital-killing god. I recognize that mask. The hum of your floating cannon tears through the night sky. Deep blue beams sweep like the Reaper's scythe, cutting down fleeing aliens in waves. You launch yourself like a cannonball into the thickest part of the crowd, both blades whirling in a brutally efficient slaughter. 2 more Tier 2 warriors drop from above, trying to stop you. You dare cause trouble on Yi Wu Gang territory? Bold move. A flash of blade, 2 more bodies hit the ground. You look around, quickly strip the core components off 3 mechanical corpses, then disappear back into the night. Soon, one message sets the whole prison on fire again. Killing God strikes Devil's Market, wipes out 4. Countless dead and wounded. Whole prison goes sleepless over your name once more. Back at the mechanical workshop, you hang up on Qianling's panicked call. Satisfied, open your personal panel. Total experience, 10,231. You dump it all straight into spirit energy. In one, go pushing it all the way up to Tier 1 peak. Feeling the brand new power surging through you, the invisible data stream now reaching 4 or 5 meters around your body. You nod, pleased. Now, time to plan the rescue for Ziguang. You already know full well that a head-on assault against those electromagnetic tanks is suicide. The real challenge is figuring out exactly where she's being held under all that heavy surveillance. Your gaze lands on that visor you've been wearing this whole time. Maybe this could work. Over the next 6 days, you go into total lockdown. Pour every bit of energy into mechanical modification. On the 6th morning, you look at the 3 weapons laid out on the table, satisfied. An upgraded Black Dragon sniper rifle, an electromagnetic rifle built for suppression fire, and a cannon that fires plasma explosive rounds, powerful enough to one-shot a regular Tier 2 warrior. But the most important result is that specially modified visor terminal. It can now log and track specific biological signals. As long as you record every alien signal across the whole of Kasar District, then whatever signal is left unrecorded has to be Jiguang. No point dragging this out any longer. Tonight's the night. You pick up your gear, run one final check, eyes glinting with the sharp focus of a hunter closing in on the kill.